it comes with like anxiety about taking care of yourself. Because if I want to take 5 minutes and go sit in a tub, that's not something that needs to happen, especially when I have 3 or 4 other things that are high priorities in that need to be worked on. Why in the world would I go sit in a hot tub? I mean, people, I don't know if people do that anymore. For me, it's building watches. Why would I spend an hour building a watch and concentrating on that by myself when I have so many other things that need to happen? I say the
Let's
answer.
walk down the road real quick, Pete.
Yeah. Well,
You misused a word.
what did I say?
You said guilt. You're not talking about guilt. You're talking about shame, buddy.
Well, tell me what you think.
I'm thinking that what you're saying is essentially what kind of person would be working on watches when there's stuff to do? A bad kind of person. I must be a bad kind of person because I'm doing this. No, you're
Well,
not.
yeah, I see men in my life who are old and have spent their lives in the service of others, and I don't know what they do for themselves. And you only hear about the things they do for other people, and it's like, well, I want to be that kind of selfless person. That means I can't do anything for yourself. If I do something for myself, that means I'm not that type of person. I'm not that weathered old man whose hands have worn down in the service of his country, or his eyesight in Washington's case. That kind of thing. Did Washington ever stroll the grounds of his apple orchard just for the fun of it? I don't
Yeah,
know.
in fact, that's what he did right before he died. That's kind of what killed him, to be honest. He was out in his fields in the rain, and he came inside, and he didn't take off his wet clothes, but he was out just exploring his place. He was being very selfish with his time, and the people came to visit him, and so he got a cold, and then they did a bloodletting and took out 40% of his blood, and then he died.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Oopsies.
man, yeah. His humors
But
were
yes,
imbalanced.
Washington absolutely was selfish with his time. Absolutely he was. Pete,
All
you
right.
should be more
Well,
selfish with your time.
that answers that. How to become a great man while supporting. Well, this sounds really oxymoronic. How to become a great man while supporting yourself. It's like
Oh, that makes me so sad. That makes me so sad, Pete. Why would that be an oxymoron to be a great man while taking care of yourself?
because I would think let's say great person. A great person. Other people care about how you make them feel, so it's always about them.
Sure.
And I'm not talking about
Oh,
like living a hedonistic life of like selfishness, but we're talking about 5 minutes a day. And
15 if you're doing it right.
yeah, and there is quite a bit of shame because 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour, and what the heck are you doing with your life? Why are you doing that?
Well, I think it's
I
important.
admit there is a lot of shame to give up when I want to do something, and you have to push people off who come and demand things of you. And you have to fight for yourself, and you may not feel you have a right to do that. So your kids come and sit, want things. Your wife comes and needs something. And that's your 15 minutes. Now, I would say that the risk of being interrupted in a 15-minute span even is probably pretty low, because 15 minutes wouldn't be that long. I mean, I've pooped for longer than 15 minutes.
Maybe that's your selfish time. I just did the math, by the way. 15 minutes is 1% of your day.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that feeling of like, I'm going to have to push people off, or I could do something with 15 minutes. It was like, actually, I will probably feel bad about this and end up doom scrolling for 15 minutes or half an hour.
Yeah, and to that I say, I think about my kids. What do I want my kids to know? I want my kids to know they're worth 15 minutes of self-care a day, right? This is my time so that I can be here for you the other 99% of my life.